And our next guest for the evening is Manik Batra. He's the director of Batra Group and chairman for Assocham J&K Council. Listen in to this important conversation.
A versatile businessman from Jammu and Kashmir.
I think in today's world, delegation is very important and you need to have a very good core team.
Chairman of Assocham J&K.
We are one of the oldest trade bodies in the country, so we aid and facilitate anyone who wants to understand more about J&K.
NewsX India A-list proudly recognizes Manik Batra for excellence in business.
Hello and a very warm welcome to NewsX A-list. Today I'm joined by Mr. Manik Batra. He's the director of Batra Group and chairman of Assocham Jammu and Kashmir Council. A very warm welcome to the show, sir. Mr. Batra, you don many caps as a businessman. Tell me, how do you manage keeping up and coping up with everything?
Thank you so much for having me on the show today. So, as we were talking about donning multiple hats, so we have businesses across various verticals and we have delegated work. We have top management team working under me who report to me. I take a regular feedback from them on different businesses, how they are operating, how we are functioning, if there needs to be any change or anything needs to be taken care of. So I think in today's world, delegation is very important and you need to have a very good core team who can, who you can delegate the work and you can work across multiple verticals. Thank you.
Tell us more about Batra Group.
So the Batra Group was established in 1911 by my grandfather and his brothers. Batra Group was primarily established as a petroleum dealership for Hindustan Petroleum. From there we diversified into logistics, wherein we were transporting LPG, gas and petroleum products across India. Also we are into Medicare. We have within the family the Batra Hospital Delhi, and we also manage the Assocham Hospital and Medical College in Jammu, which is the only private medical college in the Union Territory of J&K. Other than this, we have automobile dealerships with Toyota Kirloskar Motors and TVS, and the group is diversified across India with 3,500 people working with us across India.
As a businessman from Jammu and Kashmir, what changes have you observed as a businessman over the years in the state, and do you find ease of doing business now there?
You see, if I talk about business in J&K, I joined in the year 2005. So since 2005, I have seen a very drastic change in how business happens in J&K and how the perception about J&K has changed. So earlier J&K used to be considered as a small tier 2 or a tier 3 city, but now as we see that a lot of big businesses coming up in J&K, and with the current government, what they have done is they have launched a lot of schemes in J&K. So there is a new central sector scheme going on right now, which is inviting a lot of investment from foreign investors as well as Indian investors. So if we talk about last 3 to 4 years, the market is expanding. There is more investment coming up, more employment opportunities coming in, and I'm sure the future is good and the market is going to expand, and there is ease of doing business. The policies have been made easier for the investors, so because of that there is a lot of interest in investment in J&K.
Please tell our viewers about your roles and contribution to Assocham in Jammu and Kashmir.
So Assocham appointed me as the chairman for their J&K chapter in the year 2020. Since then, I have been looking after as chairman of Assocham J&K. So as Assocham, we are one of the oldest trade bodies in the country. So we aid and facilitate anyone who wants to understand more about J&K, what kind of investments can be done in J&K, how to assist them with these investments, if they want to understand more about the process and more about the policies in J&K. So as a chamber, as a knowledge chamber, we share all those policies with our members, and anyone who gets in touch with us for help for these and this is just one part of it. Other than that, we also have a local membership. So in case any existing member or any trade body who is a member of Assocham has any problems, we keep taking it up regularly with the relevant people in the government, and we keep having regular interactions with the government and the members and trade bodies here to update them on the latest changes that are happening within the Union Territory of J&K and what are the new opportunities that are coming up in the Union Territory of J&K.
As a veteran businessman, what is your advice to the new age entrepreneurs and business people?
So as a businessman, what I would like to advise the new age business is they should do a thorough market research before they get into any kind of business. Because what usually happens is you see a lot of successful startups and you see a lot of unicorn startups and you try to copy them. But I feel, you should have your own market research, you should study the market well, you should have data, because data and analytics in today's time is very important. If you get into a business blindly, at the end of the day, it is going to be your money and you'll lose a lot of your own money. And what I feel is market research is very important, and I feel, if you're getting into a business at a regional level, say in a UT like J&K, we should see what opportunities we have in the existing industries like tourism, education and all here, rather than copying someone because that someone was successful in some other state or the country if he was successful, but they did a lot of research. And should not go head on directly with the giants, should start slowly, and with research and good study and good knowledge of the market, I'm sure you can become big over time.
What, according to you would say are the real do's and don'ts of doing business?
In general, if I talk about do's and don'ts, so first thing we should imagine is if you have an idea to do business, you will never operate in a vacuum. There will be more people, wanting to do that business or already doing that business. So study of your market, where you're going to operate, the customer behavior, what kind of customer you're going to cater to is very important. And another do I feel is where people lack is having a good team. Rather than having too many people in your team, have a smaller team, but recruit good people who are willing to work long term with you and don't leave you in between. Don'ts I feel is people over invest on a lot of things like marketing and a lot of other things. People over invest on other things and they don't really understand the basics of the business. So if you understand the basics of the business, you don't need to over invest on certain things. So having knowledge and information about your market is very important. And I feel another don't is we should not go overboard. If our business is doing well and steadily growing, we should wait a couple of years or months before we plan to move over to another business, have another business, or probably expand this business. So again, market knowledge, where you want to expand, how you want to expand, how much money will be required to expand are all very important questions. So I always feel data doesn't lie to you. So having the right data, the right set of people is very important in any business.
And before I let you go, I would really want to know from you, what are the future plans for Batra Group?
So future plans for the Batra Group, ma'am, now like all of us younger members of the group are taking over and coming into different roles. Now we feel that we need to expand in information technology services because IT is the future. So if we do not expand and diversify into IT services, so we are looking at different kind of IT services like software as a service or IT implementation projects, because if we don't get into IT services right now, we'll be left behind. So if a group, we have to grow, we need to look at the future and we need to adapt ourselves according to the future. So we are looking at that right now.
Thank you, Mr. Batra, for speaking to NewsX, and congratulations on your ventures.